far, the Gragas and the Ornn have been banned as well as the Shen. They might be looking at the Galio as their first pick off when they get after this banning phase.
For some reason, I'm thinking of an Ashe here towards Xiaoma. Just because they have the buy, they can also still commit onto the Nautilus if ever Thundertalk won't be getting it. And that's going to be very useful, at least for the small skirmishes, but also towards team fights if they can chip down one member of Thundertalk. Now it's going to be the problem that Thundertalk is handing over KBG. So many damage, so many carries, so many scaling as well on their side that they need to decide which one should be the priority later on.
Yeah, we'll see. There's still a lot of ways for KBG to play around this. They didn't opt for the Aatrox, they just showed it. Instead, going for the Jax, a bit more of a control in the top side, a bit as well, a bit tanky for them. But looking at the composition for KBG, they still have a lot of options. You're talking about an Ashe, but kind of fit. I do see that here, but the thing is, it will rely so much on the Vi and the Akali going in alongside the Ashe Arrow that they may put themselves in danger with the retaliation from the damage coming from the Jace, from an Ezreal, and as well from the Vladimir. Also, it's hard to hit the arrow on both the Ezreal and the Vladimir. They have their ways to dodge. So it would be a tall order for them. Kai'Sa could very well be a good pick here, but Xayah, I feel, would have worked just as well for KBG.
Yeah, absolutely. Kai'Sa, with the repositioning, I think KBG deciding Kai'Sa over Xayah means that they want to push forward, not kite backwards. And that shows so much confidence on Keep Best Gaming. Again, it's in their name. Keep Best Gaming. They want to maintain and keep being the best here in this tournament. And one way to do that is winning against the ranked #1 right now in the regular season and prove that they're still capable of beating Thundertalk no matter which or what position both of their teams are right now here in this regular season.
Yeah, definitely. Also, the approval ratings being on the side of Thundertalk, they aren't the first place team in the league for nothing. They have shown great skill. They have shown ways where they're able to just close games out. They have fallen once to EDG, but so far haven't since. They've still won their series. They've still been getting these 2-0s. Thundertalk is still one of the best teams we have in the league, and they'll be looking to prove themselves here against what is most probably looking like a rivalry match against KBG.
Let's see. This is the Decider series. Again, so many storylines between both of these teams. So much substance just with this matchup right now. This is where we will see what potential of both of these teams are actually here in this tournament. They don't really have that much pressure, especially with regards to the placement. They're both kind of assured already of their spot towards the playoff. But this is where you determine which one has the most potential in securing this tournament victory as champion.
We'll see how these teams match up against each other. No invade so far, no shenanigans into the jungle. They're just gonna play standard League of Legends. As you get into the map, looking at where the starts of the junglers are as well, both of them are starting on their blue side, so they will be wanting to have the red side quadrant of the map a bit later, meaning that there could be a chance for a topside gank, but also having the red buff on you for a bit later means that you'll have it for longer. For some fights that might be more impactful, right? And for both the Vi and the Jace, red buff is important for them to close the distance, to be able to stick to targets. So I do love that small thing that they might be looking at in terms of trying to at least wrestle control here.
Gonna be a slow-paced game, at least for the early moments. Every single minor detail here in this game is going to be very important, of course. The pokes coming from Soil, Xiaoma's position later on, which champion is gonna have the better scaling or power spikes in the mid lane as well between Andran and Z. Top lane as well, whether KG is gonna be handled by Shen with a Jax, or will we see a pressure building up by the battle laner Fitness Gaming to set the game going for them, or at least have one winning condition already.
Natan going for an early visit here in the bot side, but it's just gonna be him going for the scuttle as the Galio does recall. Soil does not have any business challenging this, so great adjustment there from the Ton. knowing that he doesn't really have the full Krug camp anymore because it was stolen. So just going for that early scuttle take is also making sure that there's no shenanigans coming in from the Jace to try to affect things on the bot side. As you mentioned, Giyang, we are having a bit of a slower game. It's going to be in the small things between these two teams. And most probably the small things are going to be happening with the rotation timings between the supports, between the bot laners. But SMY...
They timed that the Ezreal is not here, and this time SMY is going to be dropping dead. First blood by Keepus Gaming.
Yeah, and that is such a smart move coming from KBG, because the only time we saw that that SMY was noticed was on the red trinket. He just tried to affect the wave right here, and Shaman Yu with a great position to stop the dash from the gal. He couldn't even get away. It's just the damage was enough. And in the mid lane, there's also an answer here from Thundertalk, trying to relieve some of the pressure, doing a lot of damage on the Akali. But still, first blood did go to the side of Keepus Gaming.
And again, you mentioned the small things. The gank in the bottom lane, KBG was able to pick up a kill. The gank in the mid lane, Thundertalk wasn't able to get one kill to answer back. And now, top lane, it's a gank once more by the Thun, back to back to back. But unable to get the kill this time around over Shin. It's a good sign here for Thundertalk. XBY answering back here in the bottom lane, sending out members. Z. Andren's gonna be here in a short while, but they are gonna be focusing onto Yuyu. Breakable will gonna be used, but will still be broken down by Thundertalk.
Yeah, the cow wasn't that tanky against 4 members of Thundertalk. Great answer as well, recognizing that the Vi was on the top side with that gank on Shin. It's allowed Thundertalk some space here in the bot side. And if earlier on it was KBG who was having a bit of an advantage here due to the kill on SMY, now it's gone. The tempo has gone back to the favor of Thundertalk. Great answer from Thundertalk, punishing the overextension from KBG and as well as capitalizing on the information that they had on the map.
This is a massive impact here that we're seeing. Every single kill that they are securing, every single small win is going to be affecting their performance right now in this game. Look at how the unsuccessful gank in the top lane is helping Shin be able to stand this ground against KG. Now, they have a chance to get a couple of plates here. Great propose coming in to deny some of the damage here being thrown out by Thundertalk, especially XBY. Grand challenge gonna be used. Counter strike is timer down. No repulse! And the dash gonna come through. Kill by Thundertalk. And again, it's a small things again.
Yeah, it's a small things, right? The cooldowns being used, the recognition that there are things down for the opponent so that we can take advantage of them. And that was a bit of an overextension as well from KG, knowing that he doesn't have the repulse, still putting down the grand challenge and poking them out with the lunge. That wasn't something that that I think something that he should have done. He should have just backed up. But I think the call right there for KBG was Yuyu was heading to the top side, maybe trying to bait out a fight under the turret and then maybe getting a kill. But those risks, as they're called, are very risky indeed, can turn around for you, and that was what happened there for KBG. Now 2-1 kills in favor of Thundertalk. They do have a bit of an advantage as we get into these objective fights.
Can never reduce even the slightest respect towards your opponent, or else you're gonna be punished heavily for it. And Thundertalk demonstrated that in the top lane with KG overextending, not recognizing the amount of engage that both XBY and Shin can go towards him, especially with the kill pressure that they do have. It's a Jace and a Jax. They can easily take him down with just one crowd control necessary to pin him down.
Yeah.
Now they focus onto the Rift Herald. The Thon is going to be here still. They have to respect the steal potential of this jungler of KBG. SMY going to be initiating, but they turn onto XBY, trying to pin him down. And then going to be chasing up as well, forcing the flash, but still committing with the flash as well to take him out. That's going to be the Rift Herald secured as well here by KBG. Thundertalk loses their jungle as well. The only positive thing we have seen is a 1-for-1 trade by Thundertalk.
Yeah, there was still 1-for-1 for them, but as you mentioned, Herald does go to the side of KBG. The Ton just had his eyes on the prize, and this is a great distraction from Anran9, focusing down XBY so to force away from the pit. Yes, he does give up his life, but at least he got a kill on the jungler, which stops Thundertalk from taking the dragon as well. Now KBG has been able to reset, has been able to buy their items. That is also the same thing from Thundertalk, but they did secure the Herald, and with the resets, they might just be able to challenge this dragon, but so far it doesn't seem like KBG wants to.
I mean, the pressure's on Thundertalk more than Keepus Gaming. The goal here of you is just to delay the inevitable. taking here of Xby towards this objective. KBG though, they weren't able to chip down the HP of the tower and take one plate. This can delay the Rift Herald use here of the Ton. Also, it may signal them using the Herald elsewhere, maybe on the top lane or in the bottom lane. Let's see. The Juju is going to be here as well alongside with Shama. If they can even damage a little bit towards this tower, it can be a signal towards the use of the Herald.
Yeah, we'll see where they're going to use the Herald. As you mentioned, there's a lot of options right now for the side of KBG, but we do see often that it's used in the mid lane just because of how much it frees you up when it comes to the mid game, able for you to be able to get into the enemy jungle. And now that is the play that KBG is looking at mid lane.
They spot out and run with the ward. That's why they were playing more defensively. Herald gonna be used into the mid lane, but unable to take that tower down. Yu close to dying as well. Great response, honestly, coming in from ThunderTalk.
Yeah, the rotations, right? They recognize that the highest probability chance of that Herald being used is in the mid lane. So when they go for these recalls, a lot of their members will pass to the mid lane instead of their other destination, like the top side or even the jungle. And that was what gave them that quick response, was they already pathed to the mid lane. Lucky timing for ThunderTalk, but at the same time, that is a recognition of where things are at.
They turn on to SMY this time around, but top lane still, the tower's going to be
SMY.
falling down. SMY buying enough time. Great denial, but still he's going to be pinned down. Yu's going to be traded up though, but he's stalling so much. And this time KBG having the better answers, getting the kill here onto Xby and Shin as well. 3 kills in exchange for nothing, just the tower falling down.
Yeah, it's just it is the tower falling down though. So for ThunderTalk, in terms of the gold, they do have a very slight advantage. But the thing is, if you're the team having more kills, you're also getting the same amount of gold. It means you are in a bit of the same or stronger position as we head into this replay right here. SMY just essentially being caught out here by KBG as they try to go for this rotation. KBG was able to cut the members of ThunderTalk in half and taking them one by one. Getting 3 kills in the end. KBG in a very good position here in the early game, even though the goal doesn't say so. But because of the kills that they're getting, the tempo and the momentum and the confidence is certainly on their side.
Absolutely. This is a necessary lead that KBG has. Take note, in terms of gold, it is still ThunderTalk that is the one benefiting. Because they have great scaling either way towards the late game. They can actually be experiencing this one with KBG just trying to extend everything that they can to take this control against ThunderTalk. But still, we see the confidence of ThunderTalk being untarnished. This time, though, they have to be very careful. SMY gonna be canceling out the engage here off KBG. The Ton is gonna be here as well. Shock Blast to blast Xiaoma off. Just landing that big damage onto the Ezreal.
Yeah, and with the overcommitment of KBG in the mid lane, this has allowed Shin to have his free time here in the Baron lane, taking down the turret to below half HP. And now, Z forcing the issue in the mid lane.
SMY still gonna be here. Adnan Ryan hiding under the Shroud. Shuriken will not connect onto anybody here, but still commits with a perfect execution. Gets a kill onto the Gallon, but trades his life for it as well. ThunderTalk just having a better answer.
Yeah, that's also not a fair trade for the side of KBG. It was a mid laner for a support. ThunderTalk still has all the damage in the world that they have in this game. They can still take down these turrets, and even though KBG has been matching up ThunderTalk in terms of kills, in terms of the fights, but ThunderTalk has their eyes on the prize, which are the objectives. Do remember that Wild Rift is a game wherein the win condition is to destroy the enemy nexus, and before you destroy the enemy nexus, you have to destroy the towers. ThunderTalk is playing this by the book, playing this as if the only objective in the game is to take down these turrets, not the kills. And that's why, even though a lot of these fights have been going to the favor of KBG, ThunderTalk still has the gold advantage.
I mean, kills gives you gold, but structure takedowns gives you information and denies information to the enemy team. That's what ThunderTalk is doing right now towards KBG. Look at Yu though, having a good entry, if ever, just waiting for the cooldown of the Hex Flash. Will spot out Shin as well. Will he turn? The answer is no. The Ton also getting ticked off, and this time they actually turn onto Xby this time around, still able to use the hammer form to deal some damage here, but he's still gonna be pinned down here by Andra 9. The perfect execution is gonna be denied. Shin pursuing Xiaoma, gets a stun with a counter strike, and the follow-up as well is gonna be there from the rest of ThunderTalk. KG is gonna be next, still hiding, still trying to run, still is going to be pursued here with the rest of Thunder Talk. Now turning towards Kakao, Yu still going to be bashing through their skull, but still unable to survive. This time Z with the blood pool, still entering towards the tower. Shin going to be picked off though. The Ton doing some work here. Answer back. Soil has to disengage. The tower is dealing so much.
Yeah.
Thunder Talk doesn't care. They will secure this dragon.
Yeah,
and uncontested for now.
Uncontested. There is a ward. The Ton. Not sure how much HP he has at this point, but he is the jungler. But yeah, doesn't go for the steal. Thunder Talk secures the second Drake of the game. And this is how Thunder Talk really wins their games. It's not just when they get an early game advantage. Yeah, that's great. They can roll with it. They can go for a snowball. But these are the kinds of fights that Thunder Talk thrives in. Looking at this, how KBG is actually scattered. They're the ones who's trying to start this fight off. But KG is nowhere in sight. It's a 4v5 for the most part of this fight. And when KG gets there, tries to help his team, they're already scattered. They're retreating one by one. And Thunder Talk is just taking their targets, biding their time, getting them one by one. And this is just Thunder Talk at its peak here in this game, showing themselves so far. Yes, the early game has gone in the favor of KBG in terms of the kills, but overall macro, overall recognition of what their victory condition is and where they are strongest at has always been on the side of Thunder Talk.
It's also important. We're going straight back.
Yeah, we're going straight back.
The game.
Yeah, that was quick. That was quick. That was a lot quicker than some of the other problems that we've faced before, right? In
the 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was,
we did not notice for some reason.
Yeah. Oh god, that was long. But yeah, just to go back to your point as well, right? In terms of them getting X by, there's a lot of things that they were able to do. They're able to get him taking out the Edge of Night. But the one thing that we hammered on during the draft was how many carries Thunder Talk has in their composition. They basically have 4 champions that can carry fights for them. And that is both the blessing and the curse of a composition like this that Thunder Talk has, is that if one of you gets taken down, there's still others that can deal the damage. But the other thing is that if no one can deal the CC and there's just one really strong target that you can't take away, they're not going to do anything, right? They're going to just get countered, just going to get hammered down. There's going to be a tank to be able to take the damage, and all of these characters are going to keep on scattering. But with how Thunder Talk does these fights, how they try to go for the 1v1 win, SMY going in!
SMY with such a great entry! Under Knight is going to be pinned down. He's going to be in a lot of trouble this time around. Tries to flash away. Shuriken as well. Going to be invested to try and disengage. And he is so far successful with it. But that was so close. SMY, so unpredictable.
Yeah. He found the target. He had the sixth sense. He had the vision. He had the information that there was probably 2 members there in Thunder Talk right now trying to threaten the Baron. But I think they recognized that they didn't have a red trinket on cooldown, so they weren't able to sweep vision. They're going to start the Baron. It's going to be in full vision of KBG as there is one ward. I believe for a pluck down, but Jax getting taken down by both Unrun 9 and KG.
Yeah, great maneuver there. Great investment by KBG, sending 2 people just to take down Shin. That is at least some advantage that they can use to maybe pressure Thunder Talk here into committing in something that they are not prepared. Baron is going to be available. KBG has vision on it as well with a ward. They have taken the tower into the top lane as well with no answer back by Thunder Talk. And it helped them chip down the gold lead here of Thunder Talk. This time, they are trying to get into SMY, but not really the best target. Soilka just continues to poke them as well.
Yeah. So with really good Ezreal damage on the Alistar, but he's also restoring his HP at the moment, so not a lot of damage that's stuck really. It's gonna be going back into parity as we get into the 15-minute mark. Just looking at the objectives as well, it's gonna be a while before this next Ocean Drake, so we might just be seeing these teams form up here in the mid lane, just ping-ponging the mid lane wave, trying to get as much control over there. The Baron is still gonna be on the table for both of these teams, but none of them really have this super fast Baron destroying composition. The Ezreal is going to be on the side of Thunder Talk. The Kai'Sa could maybe, but I think the Kai'Sa right now is building a mix of both AP as well as lethality. So not the type that would just auto-attack things to death. More of the spell-slinging Kai'Sa. It's going to be on the side of KBG. So no Baron threat. It's going to really be coming into the objectives. When the Dragon does pop up, we're going to see both of these teams wrestle control over it, and of course KBG will try to deny that because Thunder Talk already has 2. They're able to secure the 3rd. That's going to be sold for them.
This is massive pressure for KBG, right? A while ago, they tried to engage towards Thunder Talk, kill X-By, so that they can get the Mountain Dragon, but they were unsuccessful. Still, Thunder Talk was able to get up for themselves, and now they're on the verge of securing a great scaling objective here. The Soul is gonna be so beneficial here for Thunder Talk if ever they are able to secure this. This is also Mountain Soul, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
KBG will struggle to deal the damage against Thunder Talk if ever they do secure this Soul.
Yeah, it's gonna be long fights as well. That's KBG is gonna be looking at. It's a Riftmaker Nashor Stut Muramana for this Kaisa. So a bit of damage on her auto attacks. Can be able to burn down objectives as the Dragon has spawned. As you mentioned, big objective right now. It's being started here by KBG. Thunder Talk, it seems like they're out of position.
Oh, Under 9 though is gonna get caught, gets killed here by Z, and now the Giant's gonna be turned. Can they actually get the steal? The answer is yes. KBG is the one to get it. Thunder Talk though looking for a fight, looking to engage, looking to get into the backline here with Z actually here very deep. Don's gonna be here as well. Here's entrance gonna be used to try and put in the distance shorter by Thunder Talk as they clean the members of KBG one by one, and no one's gonna be there to survive. Everyone survives on Thunder Talk as they get the ace from KBG.
Clean fight right there from Thunder Talk. They did lose the Dragon. They weren't able to secure the Dragon Soul, which is a consolation prize for KBG. But how they executed the final part of the fight was beautiful for Thunder Talk. Now they're sieging down the turrets. They tape down 2/3 of the mid lane, and they just end the game from here.
Imagine getting the Dragon, but losing the game. That's how costly it is to battle against Thunder Talk. They get the team wipeout, they get the game as well, and they get this match point advantage against KBG.
Yeah, immediately